Thank you for joining us. My name is Chris Daboul. We're coming to you from the awesome HQ of URWERK in Geneva. Joining me is Felix Baumgarter and Martin Frei of URWERK. Guys, thank you for coming on. It's great to see you. It's great to be here. Beautiful spring day. Lots happening. We had the welcome party yesterday, so all three of us, I think, are still recovering a little bit. How are things going?
Very good, actually. No, it was nice. It was great to see, big crowd outside, inside. Perfect weather, as you said. It's great to start it like this.
I think we had kind of more or less 100 people here, and actually it's really my dream coming true that we make alive this beautiful square in the center of the old town of Geneva, which is called Bourg de Four, which is a main historical square, and we really we gave some life yesterday to it, and it was beautiful. It was really nice. And good having you also, with us, Chris.
It's always a pleasure for me to be
always,
here. Always a pleasure. We've done our videos here in hot weather and cool weather and all kinds. We've sweated it out in the room in there. And speaking of bringing something back to life, the 101 T-Rex, the new launch this year from URWERK. Talk to us about this awesome watch that just released.
Yeah, so here, as you just said, it's actually, I would even nickname it the baby T-Rex. It's kind of the baby. It's the third T-Rex we did. So we started actually with the 105 T-Rex. It's an engraving on top of a casting, actually, of a bronze metal, full metal. So we call it guilloché, our take on guilloché. It's a very specific engraving, a very specific design. We are engineering for sure in-house and also machining in-house. On top, we have an oxidation with this bronze metal, which gives actually kind of a patina, but like a self-protecting patina. So if you get on this big surface scratches, little fine scratches, actually it will kind of self-heal again because the oxidation will cover these little scratches.
Exactly.
So this is really a really specialty of this bronze, and the 101 T-Rex is really kind of a further evolution of the T-Rex Muster, guilloché pattern, because it goes all around the three-dimensional case. So before it was perfectly only on the spherical shape, on the 105 and the 100, UR-100, as you remember. And here we are going all around the case. So it's a three-dimensional continuation of the T-Rex engraving.
Yeah, it's like a dress somehow for the watch, and we created it with the UR-105. We did the UR-100 with it as well. So we have like three dinosaurs now with this one. Yeah, so it's like a dress for the watch. It's kind of like an URWERK quality, like a color, a special color, like the. It's like its own style. And as Felix said, it's super interesting to apply this guilloché or the guillochage around the case. But what I really like how it turns out on that part here, right, on the lock, because the lock goes actually down there, kind of like falls down, and so the pattern also kind of falls along with it. Yeah. It's kind of almost like spaghettified, the pattern, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so it's really lovely. I mean, also with the dark
41 millimeter case.
Small case, yeah, exactly.
So small 41 millimeter case. We have lugs on the bottom, but interestingly enough, there's very short lugs on the top, which kind of like conforms to your wrist. But the case itself is also a little bit slanted. So when you look from the side, and that gives you better visibility on the time telling display at 12 o'clock. And I love that. It's really, really cool. Super wearable. I mean, it is so comfortable to wear.
It's actually our first creation when we started URWERK 28 years ago.
I was going to ask about the inspiration. And this is the OG, right?
It comes somehow directly from the night clock, the original Campani night clock from 1652, with a very simplicity time indication of the vagabond hour, the satellite hour complication, as we say, the hours showing the minutes. But then this Campani clock somehow combined with the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And you have this display, which
it's as URWERK as it gets, right? It's historical clock making
top science fiction
with science fiction, right? It's the empirical aspect. you know,
exactly.
and the artistic
It's a
side,
fusion.
design.
It's a fusion of history, you know, and sci-fi, and on top of it, it makes sense because it brings the indication to your readability. So actually, it's an inclinaison, as we say in French. Incline a little bit the case, so you are totally in comfort to read the hour. So it's totally in line.
Well, it's outstanding. I love it. When I had the chance to try it on.
Special twist, you know, as you can't get the crown from that side here, actually, you turn the case and you have like a crown pusher on the back.
Yeah, you slide it right up, right?
And then you push this little
tool there that helps.
And then you have your special tool and you are able actually to set the hour.
All right, tremendous, yeah.
Click in again, and then you are done.
Oh, that's great.
To run off with it.
100 pieces will be made in the 41 millimeter case.
Absolutely, we do 100 pieces.
Retailing at $45K US. Awesome. This is a great release. I think it's at that price point. Also, you know, URWERK hasn't really had anything in that price point historically, right? It's usually been 60K plus, and I think it's nice to have something, but also that's identifiable as an URWERK, you know, with the T-Rex.
To the beginning, as I said.
It's a it's the source, it's the simplicity also. It's like the URWERK simplicity with this really minimal two-dimensional shift, you know, of this time indication, which is very original from the Campani night clocks.
Awesome. Shifting focus, I want to talk about one of the coolest releases from last year. You guys ended the year with a bang in 2024 with the UR-230 Polaris, and it was URWERK's first foray into working with ceramic. Talk to us about this evolution of the 230 and the use of a very specific and particular type of ceramic.
Absolutely. So, you know, we are always talking about very complicated movements, and for sure it is the 230 complicated revolving satellite complication housed by the ceramic titanium case. So probably it's one of the most complicated cases I know in watchmaking, because we have an inner case of titanium and then an outer case which goes finely around the titanium case out of ceramic and graphite. So it's a composite which is actually thin layers of ceramic and graphite under high pressure. It's pushed together and it becomes super tough, unscratchable, but also unbreakable. And that's the big point, because usually ceramics are actually breakable.
It's more like a glass or something like this, exactly of its quality.
Yeah, actually ceramic, as it is known until today in our industry, it's very tough, but also breakable. So here we have the toughness, but it's non-breakable because it's a composite. You know, pushed together with pressure, high pressure, and then we machine it out of a solid block. So this is a very unique way to work on ceramic. And this is the first time I know in the industry that was done. And here it's the Polaris, you know, it's the Northern Star, man.
It's the Northern Star, that's like one reference, but of course it's also the Sandy Kubrick, you know, groove. It's like this black and white feel of the watch. Super sci-fi. Love it a lot. It's really cool.
It's great. Great with the white Kitska strap, the Velcro strap on it as well, and the rubber with the design kind of flowing straight from the case into the strap as well. And for the first time, you guys opened up the 230 as well.
Yes, absolutely. So the case shape is different. We don't have the top, but we kept somehow with the design line. Obviously, when you look at the glass. So we had, you know, from the inside, you have like the label of the control board, it's like outside, and that somehow changes, of course, the look of the glass, adding awesome. to the different
really feel. An inner case out of titanium and an outer case out of ceramic.
Awesome. Really cool. I think 30 or 35 pieces?
35.
35 pieces global, and that's it. Retailing at $175,000. Lastly, shifting focus to a watch that was released last year, an entirely new reference, entirely new movement, entirely new model. We talked about this in the video that we did, and with the UR-150, the Scorpion here. And this time, a couple of smaller announcements with the release of the orange strap, the white strap, and the lime green rubber straps, all for this watch. An entirely new caliber that was made for this watch, a new animation of time that was made for this watch. And we talked about it at length that in the video that we did. I think this is a home run. Curved lugs, the new automatic movement as well, and then the retrograde with the carousel as well on the center carousel.
It's really interesting that you call it home run, because this is exactly what I said like 2 years ago to Martin when he started to design and engineer that piece, because it's really within our universe, and it's a continuation and an evolution within our universe. And for sure, we pushed our 120 degrees amplitude to 240 degrees amplitude with a super flyback mechanism, which actually is transforming 1 hour to the other in one part of a second. So, and actually, it's not only transforming with the flyback of 240 degrees, it's also each satellite which is turning in the same moment,
right at the
270
top
degrees.
Of the hour.
So it's really a super flyback new mechanism done and engineered and executed by us.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's cool that you get like the hour number dialed, like out of somehow accidentally, you have this storm, and the next hour number appears. So it's a bit like a miracle how that happens. And it's really cool, a cool version.
No shortage of creativity ever with you guys. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on. Felix.
Thank you, Chris.
Martin. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks again for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all new upcoming content from Geneva. Thank you.